Hi there! Today I'm going to do a right-handed tutorial for a staggered post stitch. Now this stitch uses half double crochet stitches and front post half double crochet stitches. That's a half double if you're using US terminology, or a half treble crochet stitch if you're using UK terminology. The setup for this stitch is 2 rows of half double crochet stitches, which is what I've done here already. The pattern sequence that we need is 4 stitches. So if you're doing the blanket of many stitches, 195 stitches is not exactly divisible by 4. We have 3 stitches left over, so we're going to start the row with 2 half double crochet stitches, and then we're going to get into the pattern sequence. So I've done my chain 1, and I'm going to make a half double crochet stitch completely as normal into the first 2 stitches of the row. So yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and come back through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over through all 3. There's one, and I'm going to do a second one. And now we're going to start the front post sequence. The pattern sequence consists of 4 stitches. The first is a front post half double crochet stitch, followed by 3 ordinary double crochet stitches, half double crochet stitches. It's a slightly unusual stitch because not only is it a front post half double instead of a double, but it's also a drop stitch. So instead of working around the post that's in this row here, the row that you would normally be working into, we're actually going to drop down an additional row and make our stitches into here. Now, to identify which stitch we need to work around, we're actually going to go into the 3rd post in the row. So if we count on the bottom here, this is number 1, this is number 2, this one's number 3. Now the post is the vertical part of the stitch that you can see here, not the space at the top, just where my thumb is here, but actually this vertical part. To make the drop front post half double crochet stitch, you yarn over, insert your hook from the front around the post like that, yarn over, pull back through, and we're going to pull all the way up so it brings it up to the height of the rest of the stitches in your row. Now yarn over and pull through all 3 loops that are on your hook, and there we have our first post stitch. Now that's going to be followed by 3 regular normal half double crochet stitches. If you're not sure where your first stitch should start, you'll have a space up here, just this hole just here. If I pull this way a bit, you might be able to see this hole just under my thumbnail is the last one that I've worked a stitch into. We leave this one empty because we've done this post stitch that effectively covers that up, and we're going to work our 3 half doubles into these 3 stitches here. So you leave an empty one, and it's important to know that because sometimes when you've done your drop post stitch, when you go to do your yarn over for your next stitch, it pulls sideways a bit and it leaves that hole exposed. So it's really easy to think that you need to go into that one. You don't, you need to leave that one empty and start working into the next one. So yarn over and in, yarn over out, yarn over through 3. And I'm going to do that for the next 2 stitches. And there's our first pattern repeat. And now we're going to work our next dropped front post half double crochet stitch. Again, if you're not sure which one to go into, this is the post that we've been into already. We're going to skip 3 posts across the bottom. So skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, and this one just here, this is the next post to work into. So yarn over and around the post, yarn over back through, pull it up to the height of the rest of your row. That's important so that you don't end up with a little sort of dip. Yarn over through all 3. And now 3 half doubles. Again, skip that space just there, leave it unworked, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 2 and 3. And now again we're going to do another drop front post half double crochet. So this is the post that we've been around, and you can see because it's raised we're going to skip 3 posts, 1, 2, 3, and work around this one just here and pull up through all 3, skip this one, leave it unworked, this one just here, and we've got 3 last stitches, 1, 2, 3 in this row. So that's the first post stitch row complete. It is in effect row 3 of the pattern, and what we need to do for row 4 is turn over, chain 1 and put 1 half double crochet stitch in each stitch all the way down, and that's just a regular normal half double crochet stitch. So I'm going to pause the video while I do that and come back to you in a minute. Here we go, there's a row of half double crochet stitches, and now we're ready for row number 5. So we chain 1, and then if you remember from the blanket of many stitches pattern, we've got 2 half double crochet stitches at the beginning of the row before we get into the pattern sequence. So there's 1 and 2, and now we're into the pattern sequence. Now the pattern sequence is worked across 4 stitches. What we want to do is we want to stagger where we've got our post stitches, and again we're going to work not into this row here, but they're going to be drop stitches, so we're going to work our post stitches into this row just here. And what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 ordinary stitches, half double, and then for this row then we're going to do our first front post stitch. So that will come to the post that's right in the middle here. If you see, if I pull this sideways, you've got a post stitch here and a post stitch here and 3 posts in the middle there. Can you see those? 1, 2, 3. We're going to work around the middle of those 3 stitches. So half double crochet, half double crochet, and now we're going to do our front post around this one just here. So 1, 2, 3, we're going around the middle one. And this is what gives the stitch the stagger. Don't forget to put it up to the height of the rest of your stitches. Yarn over and pull through. And now we're back to the regular pattern repeat. So we're going to do 3 half doubles followed by a front post half double. 3 half doubles, front post half double. Don't forget we need to leave this one unworked, and our first stitch is going into the next space along. There's 1, 2 and 3, and our next stitch is going to be worked around the middle post of these 3. So here are the post stitches here. You've got 1, 2, 3 posts in between. We're going to work around the middle one here. Pull up, pull through, and then leave this one unworked and do 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put in 1 more post stitch just here, and then 1 regular stitch on the end of the row. That's that there. And then 1 regular stitch on the end of the row just here. There we go. And you can see the stagger coming in the posts. Now, when you go to do your next row with your post stitches, well, your very next row will be half double crochet stitches. Your next post row will be the same as this post row here. So that row will repeat row 3, and you'll end up with a pattern repeat that forms from there. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.